everybody. It's Osiris at 15 Minutes to Show. And you know, we like to do it live. Guess where we are? We are in the beautiful, I don't know if all of you out there are familiar with some of the landscape here in lovely Los Angeles County, but we are in the city of Burbank at the beautiful Hilton Garden Inn. It is gorgeous. We can actually see the freeway and everything, some parts of the city out the window. And I am here with our special guest, Chris Walker,
Hey.
singer, musician, composer, and producer. And the brother has a hell of a story. So first of all, let me just start you guys in on the bro real quick. This is my bro. He is from Houston, Texas.
That's right.
All you Texas folk out there say hootie hoo and B girl, you know that's your bro right here. So
Go
anyway,
Rockets.
go Rockets. He's from Houston. He has been traveling recently with the Dave Koz Christmas Special Tour.
Actually, yes, it's getting ready to start November 29th is our first show.
It's starting this month. So the 29th is in a few days, so he'll be on the road. And we are especially thankful and appreciative to have him do a tribute to one of my honeys that is not only with us, but is with us through Chris.
Yes, indeed.
Jarreau.
Yay.
So let's talk about Chris, how he started. As far as I'm told and I know, he was a member of the Walker Brothers,
Right,
your
family
gospel group. Then he graduated from high school, did pretty good in high school.
Right.
Took $40, went to New York to become a famous musician. Got there, couldn't afford the tuition.
Well, actually, right.
Okay.
Well, I applied. I sent the application in, and they told me not to
they
come.
told you not to come.
So after I arrived in New York, school was already a month in progress.
Okay.
I walked in. The first thing I heard was music coming out of the auditorium. So I poked my head in, and there were some guys on stage. And they invited me up to play. The dean of the school walked in, instructed over the program, and gave me a full scholarship to go to school.
Right on the spot. That's destiny for you. Isn't that destiny?
Hey.
So fill us in on what happens next, because I know you are a president of the Bossa Nova Noites.
Well, yes.
Also, you do that, and also you have an alma mater that you pay tribute to yearly, I hear.
Yes, well, my nonprofit organization entitled DocFest, which I started to honor my high school teacher.
Yes.
And we also raise scholarship funds for high school for the performing visual arts students, which is the school.
And they
that I
come out of
attended.
the Houston Visual Arts Program, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Going to the new school for jazz and contemporary music.
Yeah.
So, for those kids that may be in the same predicament that I was in back then, just wanted to lend a hand and help raise some money for them.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So fast forward.
Okay.
So we get to, wow, that was Jarreau, 100%. We get to your tribute to Mr. Al Jarreau, which he is going to be performing some of Al Jarreau's songs on the Dave Koz Christmas Special Tour.
I'll surprise you with a couple of songs.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. What happened? How did you fall? How did this? I know that you became a musical director for Regina Bell.
Yes, I did that prior to working with Al.
Okay.
And basically, I received a phone call one day from one of my professors named Gil Goldstein after I left the new school. And I had a solo project out doing R&B music and stuff, and it was, they were very successful. But when he called and said, I received a call to do these orchestrations for a singer by the name of Al Jarreau, who need a bass player, and I was wondering, would you be interested? And I was like, wait a minute, are we talking about the Al Jarreau? And he said, yes. So I said, hey, count me in. So they flew me to LA.
Oh, wow.
Read the music, and after the orchestral tour, Al invited me to join his regular touring band. And shortly afterwards, I became his musical director.
Wow.
And ended up staying for 20 plus years.
Wow.
So,
and whatever 20 plus, he must have got in there and got inside of you.
hey, he did that when I was in high school. When I became a fan, I learned all of his music on vocally and on the bass.
You sound exactly. Now, one keynote I want to make about the way he plays the bass. He plays the bass, I'm told, upside down,
right,
like his hero, Jimi Hendrix.
Right, Jimi Hendrix.
Now, I don't know too many people play the bass upside down. How do you play a bass upside down? I mean, don't the things change? I'm not a bass player, so I don't know.
Yes, well, it's strung right-handed, and I just basically took it and flipped it up this way. My father put it in my hand upside down because I'm actually left-handed.
Left-hand. See, that's why you're smart. My
But
dad
never
was
changed the
left-handed.
strings around. But it's okay. So I just learned how to play it that way.
Yeah.
You don't know it's wrong until somebody tells you.
Oh, wow. Oh, so you didn't even know. So you did it because that's the way he handed to you.
Exactly.
And that's how you learned.
Right.
So did you know that Jimi Hendrix, that he played it upside down before, prior to your father giving you a bass, or no?
Well, no, because I was very young at that time. I hadn't heard of Jimi Hendrix. At that time, I was probably 8 years old. 8, 9 years old.
Wow, so it must have been quite a discovery for you to find out that somebody of a familiar.
And actually, there's another bass player, Jimmy Haslett, also plays that way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's quite, isn't that something unusual though for people to be able to play an instrument upside down? Or?
This is true. It's not the norm.
Doesn't Sheila E., one of the people you worked with, doesn't she do the percussions with her left hand? Isn't she left-handed or something?
Well,
Doesn't she have a peculiar way of doing her percussions?
well, no, I think because she's using both hands, it's hard to tell with percussion whether she's left-handed or right-handed. But when she sits behind a drum kit, she doesn't switch it over. She just plays open-handed, which tells you that she's left-handed. Most drummers will play this way, but she plays open this way, which means her left hand is playing the hi-hat as opposed to her right hand.
Wow, that was one of the people you traveled with as well. I know you've worked with her.
Well, yeah, on the Dave Koz cruise, I
Yeah.
worked with that shooting.
Now, go back to your spending 20-something years with Al Jarreau and taking that 20-something years experience and putting it into the Tribute to Al Jarreau CD, which, by the way, you executive produce and Larry produces, Larry Williams?
Well, we produced it. There were executive people named executive producers, Matt Mullingweg, who actually is one of the co-founders of WordPress, and several other executive producers that pledged a certain amount for that to be named an executive producer. So basically, what I did when Al passed, of course, I was distraught. But one of my first phone calls was to Marcus Miller. Because Marcus had worked with Al previously, and I asked him, I said, well, Marcus, are you going to do something to honor Al? And he said, hey, man, I'm on it. I got it. Don't worry about it. So, but to my surprise, he was only talking about doing a few songs in his show to feature Al's music. But in my heart and in my spirit, I knew Al needed more, deserved more. And when George Duke passed, Al did it for him. So I said, well, and then I prayed on it, and the Holy Spirit clearly said, it's your assignment. Don't give it to anybody else. So that's when I called Larry Williams immediately, and I said, hey, I know this is going to sound crazy.
Larry jumped right on. Larry
said, yes, no problem.
Yeah.
So now, of course, I said, well, Father, if you want me to do it, you're going to provide the means for me to do it. So I launched a Kickstarter campaign for 30 days, and the goal was $50,000. And everybody thought I was crazy, but the Holy Spirit told me to do it, and lo and behold, 4 days before it was over, I raised the funds.
Wow.
Raised the funds to be able to complete the project, and and the people on the project. I mean,
Regina Bell,
Will Downing, Dave Koz, Rick Braun,
they're all on there.
I mean, Bob. I mean, there's so many people.
Oh my gosh! And when I heard Will's voice, because he has a whatever down there it is,
right, baritone.
Oh my god! I was shaking in my leg.
Yeah.
It was. I'm telling you, I don't know, you guys. I played this. It's a CD. I played it so much in my car, it's busted now. I have to buy a second CD. I'm very serious. It won't play anymore. It's something, I played it so much.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just over and over and over. You know how you get stuck on something
right.
and you just go over and over and over?
Right.
Well, I have to buy another CD. But for those of you who don't even have the first one, if you, I swear, are a hardcore Al Jarreau fan, know anything about music and the kind of music that these people produce, go out and get it. It is like hearing Al Jarreau live wherever you are, wherever you're sitting, standing, or walking.
Oh, thank you.
He's a beautiful voice.
Oh,
and you're just so talented. So talk to us about the tour you're about to take and how you're going to do some songs dedicated to Al.
Well, I
and
want
the
to tell
people
them
that are going to be on the tour.
Right.
Don't
I want to tell them which songs. It'll be a surprise.
Don't tell
So
the
you have
song,
to come
just
out.
he's going to do.
But the tour features, of course, Dave Koz, Melissa Manchester, Jonathan Butler, and Michael Lington, and yours truly.
Yeah.
And it's a fabulous show. The music, we've been rehearsing for the past 3 days, and we have a set of full dress rehearsals that we're going to do in Nashville. And I'm telling you, it's such an emotional show.
I can see all of you coming out at the end and doing something else. I mean, yeah, and anybody want to yell the party? You know, I can see it.
Right.
Because it is. I mean, just.
And it's 22 cities in 20.
Where are you guys starting out? What's the kickoff? What's the kickoff?
In Naples, Florida.
Oh, so it's day after Thanksgiving too, isn't it?
Day
It's
after
the 20
Thanksgiving.
29th. Well,
Yeah.
you're not going to have a break much.
No. But it's okay.
It's okay.
I'm doing what I love to do.
You do what you love to do.
It's a
Going
blessing.
and seeing people you want to see.
Now you're talking.
And meet people you want to meet.
That's right.
So what's up next after Dave Koz? Do you have you planned that far ahead or?
Actually, I have some
What are we
shows
doing
that I'm doing. You know, celebrating Al. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a possible show around his birthday in his hometown.
Which is in March, right? Because he's a Pisces.
Right, March 12th.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm working on a show in Milwaukee,
Yeah.
and of course, all of his family members are going to come.
Oh.
And but it hasn't been solidified. But I'm working on them this close.
Yo, so don't go taking out for the gossip columns.
Don't look for
go
the
on
tickets just yet.
telling anybody and all that because it's in the working, but
It's
it
coming
will
soon.
be done. And it's shut in, it will be done.
And actually, February 21st, I'm performing Al tribute shows or celebrating Al.
Where is that gonna be?
That's going to be in Bethesda, Maryland, at the Blues and Jazz Supper Club there.
Okay, so let's segue back real quick 1 second. I want to ask you, what does USOC stand for? You worked with USOC and it said France, Germany.
No, during that time, that was for the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro.
2014? Is
Yeah,
that when it
in
was?
Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
And basically, I went as a co-producer
Okay.
for shows for the German House, for you know, some of the companies and countries had their own like celebrations, and I was part of the putting the music together and performing for some of those. So I do multiple things. I wear multiple.
Yeah, he wears all those hats very well, you know.
Right.
So what can we expect from Chris Walker? Do you have anything planned for your own CD with your own music? I know that
Absolutely.
you did a song. What is it called? So Great Many Times. There's something about so many times, or what is the name of the song you did? And it was crossed over all the charts.
Oh, Take Time.
Take Time. That's
Yeah.
it.
Take Time.
Take Time to Heal. Was it? Take Time
Well,
to
no,
Heal or Take
the
Time?
song is just Take Time, and then I did another song that I co-wrote with Carabeo Sayer.
That was
entitled
it.
How Do You Heal a
How do you
Broken
heal a
Heart?
broken heart? That's
And
it.
I just came back recently from South Africa
Okay.
and performed to a sold-out audience of 8,500 people.
Okay, so in South Africa, how did they receive you? Did they know when they saw you were coming, and did they know who Al Jarreau was? And
Well, actually,
I
I performed music from my CDs from years ago, and I did a few songs from the tribute project as well.
okay, good. So how did
Because-
they went off?
Well, let's
When
just
are we
say
gonna see the
it was
video?
well received. It was well received.
When are we gonna see the video and all of that? Did you guys do? I know you did footage.
I did, and actually, I posted something on social media.
Okay, so where on social media can we find what you posted about your trip to South Africa with all these beautiful people?
Well, on Facebook, Chris Walker.
Yeah.
I'm
And
on
what
Chris
about your
Walker.
website?
ChrisWalkersMusic.com, and I have a
Okay.
lot of video footage there as well.
Video footage there.
And also, you can get the new CD, We're in This Love Together, Celebrating Al Jarreau, on my website, and also iTunes and Amazon.
Yes, Amazon, Spotify, all of them.
Yes.
You guys know what he's talking about. You do social media. You know, the man is on a tour. He's focused on his music.
Right.
So I can't express enough. It took me a while to get to him. I had to go underground and find out, okay, where can I find him to
Right.
get to
And you
him.
told me a story about attending a show with Al, and you said you actually passed out.
I passed out.
Right. So I was thinking about giving you a little sample, but I don't want you to pass out
I
again.
want you to, please.
She didn't get to hear the show because you passed out.
We got like a minute left, you guys, so let's fill our minute, and I want you to take this for your holiday gift from me to you. A little bit of a song.
Which song? Which Al Jarreau song would you like?
Oh gosh, Alonzo.
Alonzo. Whoa, you picked one. Let's see. Okay.
Because you really get to sing. You know what?
More. Dee-da, do-do-do, dee-da, tickets, do-da, dee-da, ba-do-do-do, at that when, okay, I'll just go to the verse. When I think of Alonzo, he was king around the bay. He'd come sporting and flashing, hearts would drift away. Okay, I'll get that.
Oh, okay, now that should be enough to juice you up for the show. So when he gets to your city and your town, I want you to go out and see Chris Walker. Go out and support the Dave Koz Christmas Special Tour that is touring in 22 cities across the state.
That's right.
And he will be there in his beautiful presence and spirit. And I want you guys to take that home with you. That's lovely. All right, Chris?
Yes.
Thanks for being on the show. It's another 15 minutes. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You know you want to. Hit Chris up on his Chris Music.
Yes.
ChrisWalkerMusic.com, and also check for him on Facebook and check for us on social media. Don't forget, we're all over the place. We're everywhere. It's been real, and if I don't talk to you again before the year's out, let's go. All right? It's out. With us in the shop.